Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional costs to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical-grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician, who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Half a day, golfers! It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Lalaway Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes with our popular Blackjack Double Peorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Lau and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump's special envoys cutting short Gaza's ceasefire talks in Qatar. Saka Magani has details.
Steve Witkoff says the latest response from Hamas shows a lack of desire to reach a truce, and the group does not appear to be coordinated or acting in good faith. He says it's a shame Hamas has acted in this selfish way. Witkoff says the team will head back from Qatar for consultations and consider alternative options. The move comes a day after White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt said both Witkoff and President Trump have been clear.
We want this ceasefire to happen as soon as possible, and we want these hostages to be released.
The sides have held weeks of talks with small signs of progress, but no big breakthroughs as conditions in Gaza get worse. Sagar Magani at the White House.
Meantime, French President Emmanuel Macron says France will recognize Palestine as a state.
Macron says he'll formalize the decision at the United Nations General Assembly in September. Macron has supported Israel since the October 2023 Hamas attacks, but he has become increasingly frustrated with Israel's war in Gaza. France has Europe's largest Jewish population and the largest Muslim population in Western Europe. The fighting in the Middle East often creates protests or other tensions in France. I'm Mike Hempen.
President Trump visited the Federal Reserve this afternoon to inspect building renovations.
In many ways, it's too bad it started, but it did start.
And he again made his views clear that he'd like to see the Fed lower interest rates.
I'd love to see them come down a lot, but we have a country that's thriving. We had a dead country 1 year ago. Today, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Gains for several big tech companies helped nudge the S&P and the Nasdaq to new closing highs again. The Dow fell 316 points or 0.7%. This is AP News. 3 police officers were shot and the suspect killed in Northeast Ohio. Jennifer King has the story.
He was laying in wait and opened fire with multiple rounds.
Acting Police Chief Michael Failing said 2 officers were at an undeveloped industrial park after purchasing a pizza and were set upon.
Having their lunch in their respective patrol vehicles. The suspect had parked at the dead end of Missouri Avenue, and he had an arsenal of weapons with him.
A 3rd officer responding to the call for help was seriously injured.
The suspect was shot on scene and was pronounced deceased. Officer Gale suffered a gunshot wound to his hand, and he's being treated at Mercy Health Center right now. Both Officer Payne and Wagner suffered multiple gunshot wounds.
Officials told reporters that a bomb squad was called in and found explosives in the suspect's vehicle. Audio courtesy WEWS News 5. I'm Jennifer King.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Half a day, guys. This is Boss Alvarez over at Joe 10 Motors. Hey, we've got some special for this year's Hand Me Charity Golf Classic on July 26. A glimpse into the future with that's right, a 2026 Kia Sportage as a hole-in-one prize on hole 13. Powerful, rugged, and refreshed with the latest tech and all-wheel drive. The Sportage is perfect for everyday cinema adventures. So get registered, practice that swing, and win.
That's right. Try your luck and register today at Lau Golf and Resort for the 23rd annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament. With our popular blackjack double Peoria format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register by July 11th. Awards luncheon and our always awesome raffle after the game at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the Commonwealth Cancer Association. The Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament on July 26th. From your friends at Hand Me, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Friday. It's the end of the week. Not the end of all kinds of stuff happening here, but man, I'll tell you. What a whirlwind yesterday was. Still not over. There's a lot of wild stuff that's happening. So many conversations that we have to have about everything that's going on with the passing of our late Governor Arnold I, Palacios. And man, the amount of phone calls, the text messages, the emails, you name it. The messenger messages, in fact, from folks too. From all over the islands, but from the region, from the mainland, and geez, I'll tell you, it's a little overwhelming. We got so much happening here, and my goodness, we got to talk to a lot of people yesterday, and it was certainly powerful stuff, and it definitely was a little healing, a little therapeutic. We're not ready to move on from that, but we do have to talk about weather because we have some weather coming our way. So we're going to get to that first. In fact, we're reaching out to call the man, the myth, the legend right now, Landon Aylett. We're pulling him up on the screen here for a second. He's ready to go. Hold on, we're going to get him on the audio with you guys too. This storm is coming our way. It's actually moving away from us, but we're going to hear exactly what's going on with this whole thing. But there he is, Mr. Weather himself, Mr. Pixelated Weather Screen himself, Landon Aylett, right there. How's it going?
Yeah, let me fix some of those pixelations. I think I'm on the building Wi-Fi, which is awful here. Let me turn that Wi-Fi off very quick and see if that improves anything. If not, then we have a problem.
All right, there. At least
you're any better.
At least the orientation's a little bit better right now. And yeah, you're
okay. Good.
We can all agree that your Wi-Fi at your office over there by the airport is not great, but the people are, and the technology is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated over here. It's a pain sometimes, especially when you're getting the job done. But I think this will do for now today.
Well, speaking of today, how is our weather looking today? I can tell you what it was like at the house. I can tell you that it's raining over here pretty good right now too, but it comes in waves.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. And so there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is CROSA, now Tropical Storm CROSA, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, did upgrade 12W to a tropical storm just in the last hour and a half with the latest bulletin. It is now with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. And it is moving away. It has reached closest point of approach overnight to Tinian and Saipan. It's now due west of Anatahan. But if you're looking at the satellite, it's really hard to find out where is a tropical storm. This does not look like a tropical storm. It's just not attractive for tropical cyclones, but nevertheless, there is a tropical storm in there, and we have it right about in this area. See this little cusp of deeper convection, those looks like cauliflower up there. That's one of the edges of that circulation center, and so that's where we have pinpointed the center of circulation right in this area. That is moving generally northward about 6 miles per hour. It slowed down overnight, which is what we were expecting, and it's going to make a gradual turn toward the east-northeast in the coming hours, possibly tracking over the far northern islands near Mog or in that vicinity. And so we do have some changes. The tropical storm watches have been canceled for Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, but we did upgrade the watch to a tropical storm warning for Alamagan, Pagan, and Agrigan Islands because we do expect tropical storm force winds to pass up over those islands. For anybody that's up there, I think it's just a handful of people over on those islands. We are communicating to the Homeland Security Office for that information to make sure that they are prepared, up to date, and ready to face tropical storm force conditions. It is important to note, we did not observe tropical storm force conditions across Rota, Tinian, and Saipan. We did not expect that. That was just a possibility, and it looks like this is going to be a well-behaved tropical system for Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, where conditions are going to gradually improve, but the seas and surf, they are hazardous. They are cranking surfs up. The seas are choppy. I just got a report from Glenn. He sent me some video. It looks like there's some inundation at Micro Beach. So all those vulnerable low-lying coastal areas, those beaches that are prone to inundation, you're going to see some waves and some wash up, some splash up on those western and southern beaches and coastal areas.
Well, that's kind of to be expected on these kind of things, right? I mean, this is where the bigger part of the storm is. While the winds might not be massive, you're thinking that it's past us as far as like going out west, but all those others, the bigger part of the storm is over there on the east or right on top of us.
Correct. And of course, looking at the radar, the rain's just not that impressive. Yeah, I do have some showers and some gusty winds over Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. Of course, you see the cone of silence, that black cone right over the islands. That's courtesy of our Mount Santa Rosa on Guam that blocks that radar beam. So we can only see the higher elevations of anything that's passing over the islands. But showers will be passing through the islands. We did back off on the flood watch. The flood watch remains in effect, but we did back off on the rainfall expectations through Saturday night. I just don't see a foot of rain being reached with this system. That monsoon surge, while it's there, the axis of rainfall just has not materialized with the system. And so those rainfall likelihoods of 12 inches or so just isn't happening. So that's good on one hand, but it's going to be lesser than expectations. So the showers, instead of widespread and like a deluge for the next couple of days, it's going to be more episodic in nature. So you're going to see little peaks of sunshine from time to time, but a lot of showers off and on, episodic, and some of those showers could come in heavy surges, and they'll bring those wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour, especially up at Wireless Ridge.
Oh, yeah. Now, some of that, when Wireless Ridge gets it, is that because of the terrain features that kind of force the wind up and make it a little bit faster?
Yeah, you got that going on with the terrain features. You also have the higher elevation, so the winds are a little bit lighter at the surface, but they intensify a little bit with height, especially like 10 to 30 meters above the ground and onward up there. So that's why you're going to see the higher winds, those stronger wind gusts in the higher elevations.
I might have to get a weather station at our house because I know we're higher than Wireless Ridge. So you want some real wind. There you go.
Yeah, definitely get a weather station and make sure it's broadcasting on the internet. We'll be following it. We like to have as many sensors as possible so that we can track that and monitor in our observations.
Very cool. So basically, it's going to be windy, it's going to be gusty, but it's not going to be TC style for us.
Correct. Yeah, not a tropical storm. The conditions are what you see right now. That's going to be max conditions as we go through today, tonight, and Saturday. We'll probably see some steady improvement across Rototina and Saipan through Saturday, and then much more so on Sunday. Probably a pretty nice day on Sunday, but those water hazards, they'll be persisting well into the weekend. High surf, small craft advisories, hazardous seas and surf conditions, wind conditions over the waters. Not a good time to be out in the water, especially on the west and south facing reefs and beaches of the CNMI. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot of advisories in effect, but the tropical storm watch has been canceled. The warnings are in effect for the northernmost islands, and CROSA is pulling away from Saipan and Tinian.
That is a great update. And when I hear you say about being careful out there in the waters and all this increased stuff, it sounds to me like a coded message to Glenn Polycare and everyone who likes to surf that they're going to probably try to run out there. Is that what they do in this crazy time?
Sometimes people do. It's probably not the best waves to surf. It's a lot of chop. Ideally, you want that wind-free chop and more of a swell. But it's going to be just a lot of chop, a lot of white capping wind waves out there. And there are going to be some large wind waves. So if you see something, if you see inundation or any kind of flooding, take some video, take some photo, but from safety, and send it our way.
All right. So, and inundation, flooding, that's higher seas, right?
Correct.
There you go.
And I think Micro Beach is one of those hot spots, as I just saw that video from Glenn. So thanks, Glenn, for forwarding that to me.
Yeah, now I want to see it. Glenn, come on, man. I want to see what's going on over here. No, Glenn, he's a big part of Weather Ready Nation over there. I saw the Wall of Fame, and when I got to come down to the office, and man, I'll tell you what, that dude loves the weather. He absolutely loves the weather and staying on top of it.
Yeah, it's great to have people like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I know you've been busy because people who said, hey, can you call? I'm like, I can call, but I got Landon today at 7:30, and they're like, hey, we just got done with Landon. I'm like, oh, my God, he's making all the rounds over there in Guam.
It's a busy morning. I'm working up this graphic. I'm going to finish this graphic on the screen now, and then I'm going to send that out to a mass blast email distribution, hopefully by 8 o'clock or shortly after. So that's going to be going live onto the emails and also on our Facebook shortly, just to talk about where we are and what we're expecting moving forward into the weekend.
Hey, and you guys gave a great briefing yesterday at 3:30. We were watching it, and we restreamed it. We rebroadcast it from here, too. We gave a little heads up before it happened, too, just to say that you guys were doing that thing that you sent us. We popped that up. And, man, just great stuff.
Thanks.
I love watching the team work together when you guys do all that stuff. It seems, I mean, it's definitely a team effort. Someone's got the phone. Yeah, someone's speaking.
We definitely work well together in the operations, and I think it's threats and sacrifices that make it happen.
Threats and sacrifices. That's threats and sacrifices make it happen. That should be underneath the National Weather Service logo. I'd love to see that. But great stuff. Thanks so much for keeping us informed. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have a clue. Holy cow! I got family members walking in. This is a good thing. You guys want to say hi? There. This is Landon. He is the meteorologist from the National Weather Service. He can hear you if you speak up.
Oh, hello there.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy day.
All right. Hey, Landon, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a real quick break because we're going to move into our news stuff. But thanks so much for jumping in and give us an update on what's happening.
Absolutely. And stay safe and stay dry.
All right. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Will do. You too.
All right. That's the man, the myth, the legend, Landon Aidlet. Hey, guys, we're going to take a real quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about when we come back because I got the fam here for a short amount of time. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Half a day, golfers. It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary, and you're invited to the 23rd annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes with our popular Blackjack Double Peorio format. Anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. All right, here we are. We are back at it. It is 7:44 a.m. and we just got that report from Landon to let us know that we are just going to get a little bit of wind and rain. They're dialing back on the flooding alerts and everything. Excuse me. And that the worst of it is pretty much done for us. The biggest thing we're going to get is big gusts around 40 miles an hour. Nothing about a tropical anything. We're all good to go, except for the folks in the Northern Islands who will have those warnings extended to them. But as far as we go, they're going to wrap up and get rid of all those watches. However, that said, we've got, you got to be careful if you're getting out there on the water. There's still a high surf advisory and a flood watch that they are going to pull back on the flood watch, but heavy rain and winds for the next couple of days. But by Monday, maybe Sunday, we may have regular weather again. So that's where we're at right now. And big thanks to Landon for joining us on the show this morning, bright and early, to get us squared away, because we want to make sure that we get you the real deal about it, and he's all on top of it. Normally, we catch up with him once a week. We already had him 3 times this week, so it's been great. But man, I'll tell you what a week it's been. We've been covering all of this stuff. What is this? A great joke in the comment in the WhatsApp, by the way. But let's start talking. There's 2 things going on that I want to talk about today, because as we mourn the loss of our governor, and you see things are happening so quickly. It's happening so fast over there at the governor's office, where they're already starting to clean out the office to make room for the new lieutenant governor to make his way up there. They're all going to be moving. I don't know who's staying, who's leaving. And, it's like you don't even have time to grieve for this kind of stuff, and it's just happening. And I don't know what the appropriate amount of time is. I know that you can't just not move forward when you've got a government that size. So, I mean, I don't know what the right answer is on that, but I do appreciate you guys sending me messages. But it is unfair that when you have a job at that kind of level, that you really don't get that time. You almost have to just keep going. And one of the saddest times when you lose a friend, a mentor, a leader, that you have to turn for the Commonwealth, and it's awful. It's an awful. That's why you serve your community. It's not just a job. It's just not a thing. It's a calling, and that's why it is a higher calling to do those kind of things. It's important, and you guys who are up there, and while people get shuffled around at everything, it's gonna be an adjustment for everybody, and we feel for you for sure. I like that. Fabian, you're spot on. We got to do the walk with Brad. I love that. We'll do the interview. With the, hold on, where is this? I don't have it on here. Darn it. Not sure why it's not on there. But I'll tell you what, though, I did get a bunch of messages about a lot of those changes, and you can only feel, it's like the people who are getting let go, or who will get let go, it's like a double gut punch for them, right? I mean, I know it's progress, and I know that people care, and I know maybe people will just be reassigned. I mean, it's got to be a tough one. So we're thinking about all of you guys for sure. So there's 2 things. Let's talk about, I want to talk about the senator thing. So there are 2 things going on. One is the Senate vacancy left that was created when Dennis Mendiola became our lieutenant governor, and who fills that spot. We heard people talk about that. It's former Senator Paul Mangalogna. So that's what we'll start with first. The conspiracy thing I want to talk about, it's a really big one. I couldn't believe it when I heard about it this morning, and I want to talk about that, but we'll talk about it after this part. Who is going to fill that next Senate seat? So let's take a look at this. I'll put on the old share screen so you guys can see what the Constitution says. We were talking, speaking of Constitution, we were talking, oh, get out of here. What screen is that? Yeah, we don't need that one. There we go. How about this one? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we were talking we reached out because we heard Senator Paul Mangalogna's name yesterday. And so I reached out and said, hey, does that mean you're coming back? He's like, by the Constitution, I'm coming back. Well, okay, great. So if that's the case, that's pretty easy, right? If that's the case. So we look to, this is the Constitution for the CNMI, right here. You're looking right at it, the Constitution. And we go under Article 2, which is the legislative branch. And we're going to go under Section 9, which is vacancy, right? There it is. So it says Section 9 vacancy, and it almost seems pretty cut and dry. It says a vacancy in the legislature shall be filled by a special election if 1/2 or more of the term remains. If less than one half of the term remains, the governor shall fill the vacancy by appointing the unsuccessful candidate for the office in the last election who received the largest number of votes and is willing to serve, or if no candidate is available, a person qualified for the office from the district represented. All right? Now, seems pretty easy, right? Maybe. That makes sense, for instance, if it is a member of the House of Representatives. Why is that easier? Because everybody, the entire House of Representatives, is up every 2 years, up for election. Every seat is open every 2 years. So there's no question about when the last election was, right? Because it's every 2 years. Well, there's an election every 2 years for the Senate as well. But the Senate terms are 4 years. And every senator doesn't run every 2 years. So what election do you choose? If you look by this here, it says a vacancy in the legislature shall be filled by special election if one half or more of the term remains. In the situation with regards to Senator Dennis Mendiola's seat, there's less than one half of his term because he was elected in 2022. Then it says, and so then we can skip the next one because it says if less than one half of the term, the governor, oh, well, actually, no. It says a special election shall be, the legislature vacancy shall be filled by a special election if one half or more of the term remains. Well, there's less than one half of the term left. So you got to go to the second sentence. It says, if less than one half of the term remains, the governor shall fill the vacancy by appointing the unsuccessful candidate for the office in the last election who received the largest number of votes. So check that out. If the less than one half of the term remains, which for former Senator Dennis Mendiola, it applies. Less than one half of the term remains because he was elected in 2022, his 4-year term. The governor shall fill the vacancy by appointing the unsuccessful candidate for the office. And that's the office. Senator Dennis Mendiola's office is the one that needs to be filled from Rhoda. But here's where the question is. Where's the interpretation going to go? It says, the office in the last election who received the largest number of votes, the unsuccessful candidate for the office in the last election who received the largest number of votes and is willing to serve. So are we talking 2022 or 2024? As far as elections go, the last election was 2024. But the last election for Senator Dennis Mendiola's seat, the one that has less than half remaining, was in 2022. So how will they interpret that? Interesting question, right? So let's take a look at it. If you went by 2024, it's a no-brainer, right? That's it. There were only two people running because there was only one seat open in 2024. That was former senator and longest senator, serving senator, Paul Manglona, and he lost to Ronnie Calvo, who's currently serving. But the year that Senator Mendiola won was in 2022. And here's the results from 2022. You can see Donald Manglona and Dennis Mendiola were the top two vote getters. Who's number 3? Chris Benogo. So how do they interpret the law in this one? It seems pretty easy. If they just say the last election and that's it, that would be 2 years ago. But these two didn't run, or Paul Manglona didn't run for that seat in 2022. He ran in 2024. So where does it go? Where do they call it? How do they interpret it? That's going to be something that's going to have to be decided through this process, because what seems like it should be pretty easy might not be pretty easy. Is it 2022 or is it 2024? Peeling says, yeah, there should be a special election and the Senator Paul should come back and to complete the number of senators. So, but here's the thing. There's less than half of the term left. So that part's clear. When you go to, sorry, I should have these two a little bit closer here, Share. Let me move that up. When you go to the Constitution, again, the first part is done. We know it's not, this first sentence doesn't apply. There can't be a special election because there's more, or sorry, it says if there's more than one half of the term, there's less than one half of the term remaining. So it can't be that sentence. There can't be a special election. Not for this one. It doesn't make sense because the next sentence says clearly whatever they're going to talk about is if less than one half of the term remains. That's it. There's less than one half of the term for that seat vacated by former Senator Mendiola because he already served two of his years. 3, really. I mean, like he had all of 2023 and all of 2024 and more than half of 2025. The next election for his seat would be in 2026. So this vacancy is right there if less than one half of the term remains. So that's the last pit. That's the last part. Yeah. So Richard, I see that on there too. Arlene, right? I mean, so this is. I know this is going to be a big conversation piece. I mean, that's really it. Is it Ogo or is it Magnolia? So we know it's the governor shall fill the vacancy. So basically, Governor Apatang, in one of his first acts as governor, is going to have to be appointing the unsuccessful candidate for the office in the last election who received the largest number of votes. Right. He's talking about that. I think, yeah, you're right. Last election. No, so Peeling, as far as the Senate president goes, that's determined by the Senate themselves. They just fix that. And Arlene just says, yeah, there won't be a special election. There's no special election. The question is, Senator Paul or former Senator Ogo? I think the way it reads in here is that you're going to be talking about Senator Ogo. Ohio. I know that's a typo. Yeah, so in the last election, but this is why it's a good conversation, because it's the last election and they're talking about the person from that office of the election that lost that election. So like the two people who win the seats were Senator Mendiola and Senator Magnolia, right? That's it. That was the last election that they're talking about. I think it's for that seat in particular from 2022. Because in 2023, it wasn't Senator Mendiola's seat that was up. Yep, exactly. So the second time this incident happened, same situation when late Governor Enos passed. Yeah, absolutely. There was also a vacancy created when former Governor Fittiel stepped down, right? And they had to have, was that Senator Jude who moved up? It's going back some time. But anyway, so that's the election from 2024, and this is the election from 2020. That was 2022. This is 2024. So who makes that call? Right? Who makes that clarification? I'm sure that the Senate Legal Counsel is going to have an answer for that, and the Attorney General is going to have an answer for that. It's going to be a big topic, or they're going to finish it right away. Right? I know that anybody who wants either of them is going to feel very strongly that their talking points are correct. I just know people. And I know I had a great conversation about this last night. with a very good friend of mine. And I don't think we ended the conversation in the same place as far as like in agreement with what we think is going to happen. Other than it's going to be something. I know it's too early for So we were talking about this yesterday afternoon, and I'm like, we're not posting this stuff today. There's a lot that happened yesterday, but I think that's going to be a topic of conversation that's got to get cleared up pretty quick. Because they need to fill that vacancy, and we're going to have to find out how that's going to go. That's going to be, the governor is going to have to appoint somebody. So which logic is he going to follow? It's something to talk to. Let's do a vote here. Yeah, we're going to settle the vote on Good Morning Marianas. That's right. This and there won't be I don't mind doing a poll, but you know, like there's no special election. Let's just clear that up. We know how much of the term remains, right? Because that seat, there's less than a year and a half left, right? We know that. We know for a fact that there's less than a year and a half left on that term. So there's no special election. But it comes down to those two. Tobot says, wait, let me drink at least 4 cans first. I don't know. I'm curious, how do you interpret the law? It seems that the way it says it right there, by saying the last election. But which is the last election? Does that last election mean the one that just happened 2 years ago that didn't even involve the former Senate president? Or is it the last election, the election that involved that position? I'm gonna like, it makes sense like to me that it would be that. So it says office, not seat. This is Jim Bob Kingman. He knows a couple things about the law and government and stuff. Office, not seat. The office is the senator from the district, from District 1. The most recent election for that office was in 2024. Right, so that's interesting. Now, that makes sense also. But now, is there related Commonwealth Code Section C1 CMC? No, so that's special elections by set by the legislature, which we don't need. Yeah, doesn't that sound interesting though? Like to me, that's the thing. Office, not seat. The most recent, and you know what's so funny is that one of the folks who reached out to me yesterday totally disagrees. They mentioned the office versus seat conversation, but in the other way, and said that it actually means 2022. In the same world, the same field as you, the same law background, right? That's why it's so interesting. So that's law. That's our Constitution. That's our government. And we're still a young, Commonwealth. So these things need to get sussed out. But so that's the question. What does that last election really mean? That's interesting. It is to me. Are they going to count the election that Dennis Mendiola was in, or are they going to count the one that was just 2 years ago? Almost 2 years ago. Right? Yeah. That was stirring up that little beehive. What are we going to talk about now? I know. I got a real tinfoil hat thing for sure. I had a flurry of messages going back. Yeah, I'm telling you, I had a real interesting one this morning. It was wild. Oh, man. I know it's not fair. It's not fair, but here's what we're going to do. I got to get you guys the news. The latest news update came out. And so we're going to, we could do it. I got to do it. I got to stay on track. I got to stay on schedule. All right. We're going to get you the latest update from AP. And then I'm going to go ahead and we'll talk about it. I would tell you this conspiracy theory. Oh, I'm telling you, man. Juicy. Juicy. I told them, you're crazy.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump made a visit to the Federal Reserve this afternoon to inspect renovations with Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
It looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
As they looked at the president's papers,
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
Our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
Trump's been critical of Powell and the Fed for not lowering interest rates and was asked about it again.
Are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates, but other than that, what can I tell you?
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has met with Ghislaine Maxwell, the imprisoned former girlfriend of financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff has cut short Gaza's ceasefire talks in Qatar. He says Hamas does not appear to be acting in good faith, and the U.S. will, quote, consider alternative options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza. In Gaza, the health ministry says at least 48 people have died of causes related to malnutrition in the past 3 weeks, including 20 children. One of the biggest stars of professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan, has died at age 71.
Hulk Hogan is an image.
Real name Terry Bollea, he told the AP in 1996.
And me, Terry Bollea, is just a man, you know, and when I became Hulk Hogan, all of a sudden this whole job of being a role model came along with it.
This is Feels So Good by Chuck Mangione. The two-time Grammy-winning jazz musicians died at 84. This is AP News. Seth Sutel has the AP Markets Report.
Gains for several big tech companies helped nudge indexes to more records on Wall Street, even as most stocks in the market fell. The S&P 500 edged up 0.1%, hitting another all-time high. The Nasdaq Composite added 0.2% to its record. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 316 points. It's about 0.7%. Alphabet climbed 1%. The parent company of Google and YouTube delivered a bigger profit than expected. Tesla sank 8.2%. Investors are wondering how much damage the company's brand has taken because of the foray into politics taken by its CEO, Elon Musk. Treasury yields held relatively steady in the bond market. Seth Sutel, New York.
Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern Railroads are confirming they're in merger talks. Jobless claims fell for a sixth straight week, and mortgage rates eased. Freddie Mac puts the average 30-year at 6.74%. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Half a day, golfers. It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary, and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes. With our popular Blackjack Double Payorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
Okay, we'll still send a code 3.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Wake Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share.
All right, Marianas, good morning. It is 8:10 in the morning. You're all caught up with all of your news. My goodness, we've got, holy cow, we've got some great viewers, I gotta tell you. Folks giving us all kinds of stuff, including a great ruling from the Supreme Court dated back to November 14th, 2013. And this was regarding, hold on, let's see. Let me make sure. I want to pull up my summarized version here real quick. But this goes all the way back to the election. The main question was, they were seeking some clarity for, here, let's put it on the share screen so you guys can see it too. They were seeking clarity for what they mean in the last election. This was in the Supreme Court. They had Pete Regis, who was the senator with his legal representative, Janet Maritita, she was the representative. And they were going against Frank Cruz, the senator, to find out what the heck was going on, who would win. So going back to it, so it's a certified question because there's a disagreement between Rep. Maritita and Pete Regis, who was the senator at the time, and Senator Frank Cruz over the meaning of last election in that section that we just covered just a few moments ago. And hold on, let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Got something here so it's not quite so dry. It's nuts. There we go. All right, so there we go. So it goes back to, it says, in 2009, Tinian held an election for 2 Senate seats, which were won by Frank Cruz and Jude Hofschneider. The next highest vote recipient was Joaquin Borja, and that was all in the election that was certified by the Commonwealth Election Commission. And then in 2012, Tinian held another election, this time for the Senate, which was won by Frank Borja. And as before, Joaquin Borja received the highest, the next number of highest votes. So he came in second twice, right? In the 2009, 2012. Well, how come the numbers are off? No, don't worry about that. That was because there was, remember when they changed the laws so that the elections would fall on the even years, right? That goes back a while back. Anyway. So in 2012, they did that. So the following year, Senator Hofschneider succeeded to the position of lieutenant governor. Remember when Eloy Enos, after Governor Fithiel resigned, Governor Enos moved up to governor, and then Senator Hofschneider moved up, Senate president at the time, moved up to be the lieutenant governor. So now Governor Enos appointed Joaquin Borja, right? So there you go. And Joaquin Borja was the same person in both of those 2 elections. So he was going to be the guy anyway. And then that made them wonder, well, why? It said they said it was unclear as to whether the appointment was because Joaquin Borja was the successful candidate who received the largest number of votes in 2009 or in 2010. So they reached out to the court to say, yeah, why? What makes sense on this one? So they went through all this stuff to talk about it and why they felt like, for one reason or another, it should be that person. You got the arguments, the jurisdiction, and all that. We like to just skip all the way back past the discussion because a lot of it is the stuff that we were just talking about. The important part is, what were the findings? What was the ruling? Well, good thing is we can skip down to the easy part at the end. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, we hold the term last election in Article 2, subsection 9 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands refers to the most recent expression of the electorate. In this case, is the 2012 election. So all that talk about that's funny. The comment I just got. So it says, and it all means that we're talking about the 2024 election, not 2022. And if based on that ruling from the Supreme Court, then that would make for Senator Paul Manglona. So there you go. How about that? Right? Yeah. That should clear it up, at least with the Supreme Court's ruling in that one. We'll post that up there too, so you guys could take a look at it. That was ruled on by Chief Justice Castro, Justice Pro Tem Herb Saul, and Justice Pro Tem Timothy Bellis. So look at those names, those titans of Marianas law right there, all in the same spot. Can you imagine the conversations happening in the room with those three? That must have been, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when those three were in there. I'd love to be sitting at a bar stool next to those three, having a conversation after the fact. You know, like that would be something. That would be great. All right. Well, I want to say thanks to our one of our viewers who sent this one to us. Thank you very much. There you go. Supreme Court ruling. No armchair law for us. All right? We are going with the pros. Who knows? That is great. Peeling Gazetmo says, I want Fabian Indalecio to be the Senate president. Oh, he's got to run first. Walking on the treadmill does not count, Fabian. Fabian? I'm telling you. It's Hafatalusi Fabian. Man, I'll tell you what, Fabian. Yeah, dude, you should run. And I think you're precinct 1. It's a big precinct. I think you got it. A lot of people. I can't imagine. And by the way, when they call roll, Fabian, if you run for office, when they call the roll, you got to laugh. That's got to be how you say present. I mean, come on. That would be great. I would love it. I would love it. He's got the most distinctive laugh in the Marianas. It's infectious. I'm telling you, if you're not laughing when he's laughing, you're missing out. Because that's it. All right. We were going to talk conspiracy. So let's do it. I know I left to take a break to give you guys the conspiracy, right? And while we took that break, that's when somebody sent this to us. Conspiracy theory. Oh, all right, we got to go a little more ominous. You know, this one is wild. The conversations were, I can't believe what's going on over there. I'm like, well, what do you mean? I can't believe people aren't talking about what's really happening over there. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, we've been talking with so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm like, are you saying these things are connected? Oh, that's what they're seeming to make. And, you know, I'm like, it was, hold on. Let me see what I can tell you about it. I want to get specifically, hold on, where is it? Oh. It says, tough times geopolitically, too. I hope people are keeping an eye on what really happened here. Seems a bit suspicious to me, the timeline of events in the last month. And it says, FBI dropping Torres charges, Shane passing, Jim Bob getting laid off, and now this. I'm like, are you talking about the governor? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a fantastic story, meaning not like I like it, fantastic, like fantasy. And said so-and-so's doing a good job pushing that, but need more people raising the alarm on this. I'm like, what? And it says, and about this opening up to China exerting more influence. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. And then, hold on, let's see. I just want to get to the part where and they're like, then we were talking about the governor, and they're like, you think it was foul play? I'm like, oh my God, not a chance. And they're like, well, someone's pushing really hard to get an autopsy on the governor. I'm like, well, fine, but that talk's ridiculous. I mean, that's crazy talk, you know? Like, what do you, like, just the idea that all of this, like, all those things that we were just talking about would be interconnected. Like, is that like a sub-conversation that's happening in the community? Because that sounds absolutely crazy to me. Like, insane crazy that all those things would be connected. I think whoever is having that, wherever that came from, someone's got like a big wall at their house with thumbtacks with string attached from thumbtack to thumbtack and all that other kind of stuff. Like, guys, no, that sounds absolutely insane. Like, crazy. Like no. Like, no matter who you are, and I love you, but dude, no. This is not some kind of Tom Clancy book. We just had a straight up tragedy that happened. And that's as far as it goes. I mean, I shut the door on it. I can't think about that for a second. That sounds just completely nuts that any of that stuff would be like connected. And hey, it's not like I haven't been wrong before, but like that sounds absolutely, again, tinfoil hat. Like, no. If you're a serious person, I can't imagine that you could entertain that stuff. Like, no. That's like paint half your face a different color and put on that buffalo head and just start calling yourself the shaman with QAnon. Like, that stuff just sounds just crazy. And that happened. I got this conversation this morning. And now it's someone who doesn't live here, at least not anymore, having a conversation with someone else who's never lived here, but who has an interest in the area. Hold on, what's this one? They mentioned this guy, and I want to see. They said that he said something on X, which it's so weird saying on X. I want to see if I could find his. Do they call them tweets still? Are they X's? Are they yeets? That sounds way more fun. All right, let's see if I can find it here. I'm just gonna search for this guy, and if I can find the post, I'll share it with you right here. Let's find out. I think that's the guy. Yeah, that's definitely the guy. Just looking at his thing. But am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? Or am I just crazy? I think that stuff sounds batshit crazy. Part of my, like, it's so far out there, I just can't even believe that someone would even think about it. And even, it says if you're an X-user, then you're an X-Men. That's hilarious. I like that. But I want to see if he was tweeting or whatevering about us specifically. So this is a big time China guy. And so, I mean, I'll tell you who the guy is that they're talking about. They're talking about Gordon Chang. Because I'm not familiar with this guy, but here he is. And he's like, now he's talking about, oh, here it is right here. He tweeted about Governor Palacios. He said, with the death of Governor Palacios, China now has an opportunity to take over part of the United States. Is that some crazy stuff? Holy cow. I can't believe I just said stuff because I was not thinking stuff, right? Oh my God, this is crazy. Hold on. This guy never lived here to say something like this. And then Cleo Pascal, who we've had on the show, by the way, said 10 days ago, This guy said of Governor Palacios, you got a case here of a guy who's putting his life on the line to have his last throw of the dice to clean up his territory. Now he's gone. FBI, please investigate. Huh. And so now he's saying that this is an opportunity for China to further infiltrate here. Holy cow. I don't know enough about this guy, but this guy just made this statement about us here. And that's, isn't that nuts? Who is this? Are you guys familiar with this guy? Because I certainly am not. So we're going to do a little fun thing called the old screen grab. The old screen grab. And we'll see if we can't find out more about this. All right, bam. We'll find out more about this guy. Because this sounds nuts to me. Right? I mean, like, I guess I need to know more about this guy. But the other thing is you go up to him and you see what he says here. The author of Plan Red, China's project to destroy America, the coming collapse of China, and China is going to war. All right, well, I mean, he's got the right, it's not hidden. All right. Hey, Caleb, I'm with you. I got all that stuff. All right, hold on. Let me get into the, by the way, while I was doing all that, I missed your comments. Jim Bob said, I don't remotely think it's nuts to think that much of this is connected. For what it's worth, the decision to let me go was made last fall. They just didn't inform me until the second week of May. There has certainly been a coordinated effort to obstruct me, but I don't think it's being orchestrated as part of a change in leadership. And then Caleb says, warning, China's not our friend. I totally agree. There's no mystery there. And then Jim Bob says, I don't think it's crazy. Former Governor Palacios was the loudest voice pushing back against the CCP influence here. Obviously, this will be considered an opportunity for their proxies, though that does not mean that they had anything to do with the leadership change. Yeah, I can't let myself slip into that kind of a thought, right? Like, there's no way I think that any of this was intentional. I think that we had a tragedy happen, and that was the end of it. And yeah, and then the other stuff, I can't connect all that stuff in my head. It's just not, it's not that it's impossible, it's just not plausible. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? And that's it. And I don't like the idea of other folks trying to like further their communication goals by looping other people into it, you know? I mean, that's the main thing. The same way I don't like how people have co-opted other protests to become their protests just so they can protest their thing with other people. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that that people would try to capitalize on what happened here, the tragedy that we experienced just like yesterday. So he said, Matt Campbell's Bloomberg piece in 2018 was framed as China conquering a piece of America. That framework has been considered a lot by experts and observers, even if they haven't ever been here. Oh no, yeah, that's different. I get that. I totally get that. I don't even think that that's incorrect, right? Like, I know. I have real thoughts about the whole IPI thing for sure. No question about it. But to think that all these things are connected is kind of tough for me. That's, again, where is it? It says, yeah, I don't think they're connected. I don't think you can connect what happened with the governor and what happened with Shane. No. Guys, no. No, I don't believe it. Am I sticking my head in the sand? I don't think so. But it just sounds crazy to me, like real crazy talk. And I'm like, I just can't picture that, man. I just can't. It's a bridge too far, you know. Yeah, JJ says information to cause disarray and instill fear, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's. I hear you, Karen. I get you. Like, I literally, like, I don't know that guy, but it was enough for me to, yeah, I'm curious. You know, I want to learn about this stuff too. Like, that's it. Yeah, nice. See, Tobot bringing it right back where we need to be. He's like X-rated. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Well, now we know. We solved the tinfoil hat stuff. Well, we didn't solve anything, but we talked about it a little bit. And we got to the bottom of the Supreme Court's ruling from November of 2013, so we should be good to go. And now we did speak with Senator Paul, and Senator Paul said he's good to go. He's in the mainland right now, but or he's off island. But when he gets back, he will. He's got, when he gets appointed, he's going to take that spot. So Senator Paul will be back in. And how does that change the political landscape here? I don't know if it changes a whole lot. It means I think Senator Babauta gets a friend in the Senate again. She's been on an island for the better part of the last year and a half, for sure, in the Senate. And now she would get someone else who views things through the same lens or a similar lens. Does that mean other people start going over that way? I don't know. I think that it's still going to be, when it comes down to voting time, I think instead of 8-1, there's going to be maybe a few 7-2s. And so I could see that the Senate, I don't think the Senate landscape changes that much, but I think it gets a lot more interesting. And I think Senator Paul, with all his experience, he's going to bring a lot to the table, and I think maybe he'll be on board for some stuff. So should be interesting. All right, it's 8:30. What we need to do, we're going to have, what's that next one that's coming up? So today we were going to have some folks coming in. Today we were going to have NM Tech coming in studio. They were going to come in a little bit later. Then they asked for the afternoon, and I couldn't do the afternoon. Or I couldn't do the morning. They couldn't do the morning, so we're going to do it in the afternoon. So that's what we're going to do. Ooh, this is interesting. 1 second. Yep, there we go. All right, so that's solid. That's done. Okay, 1 p.m. works. There we go. Big meeting today, 1 o'clock. Had to reschedule that because of stuff that's going on today. We have a meeting at 11 that I had already scheduled something for 11, and I can't. I need to go to this, so we're going to end up knocking that out. We'll have some good coverage of some stuff today. Let's see. It says common people just can't be satisfied if they're not with the administration, but once under the administration, they become silent. Oh, phew, man, big time. I had a conversation with folks yesterday about some big changes that are coming to PSS, and that is a big conversation. We're going to see if we can't get the commissioner to come in and talk about that for sure, because it's an interesting concept that they're looking at bringing to the Marianas, and it sounds like they're moving with full force. They're forging ahead with this whole academy plan. And if that does end up happening, that's going to change a lot. If you've got kids who are in public school and making their way up through the ranks all the way through high school, it's an interesting program. Then we should get you all the information about it. But imagine being in middle school and having to choose what career path you're going to be in. How many of you knew what you were going to be in 7th grade? How about 8th grade? How about, do you know yet? I'm telling you, the academy system is certainly interesting. The question is, how early is too early? It's like getting hired by the State Department. When you get hired, when you're applying for a job in the State Department, you get in this tracking thing, you take a test for different things. But it's like there's career paths through the State Department, and they want to keep you going the whole way and keep building upon your experience the whole way through. It's not a bounce around within the department thing. It's like moving your way through that career path. Well, that's what this academy system would do for kids who are going to school, the high school system. And that is, and they seem to be really charging ahead with it. So is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I don't know. Is this going to do more for our teachers or less for our teachers? I don't know. But I think no matter what, we need to have the folks from PSS come in, give them a fair shot to talk about it. Louisa, Brad, I want to be like you when I grow up. Aw. This lady is hilarious. That is awesome. First of all, let's be frank about this. You're never going to grow up. Because I'm never going to grow up either. All right. Well, at least we know that the weather is going to grow up. And after the weekend, we should be in good stuff. Thanks to Landon letting us know what's happening. All right. So we're going to take a real quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. And if you got some stuff, when we come back, I think it's a great time to start talking about what's going on here. We talk about how great it is that GPPC finished the roads back in April. Or maybe, again, we joked about it. We said, they never said what year. Maybe they were hedging their bets. Maybe it is April 2026 when GPPC, they're still carving up the roads. Did you see? I saw them stripping the roads yesterday. I'm like, are you serious? The same. Good times, man, good times. All right, let's talk about good stuff. Let's talk about taking a real quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Half a day, golfers! It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes with our popular Blackjack Double Peorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
It's Tony. Just wanted to let you know that this year's Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament will be on Saturday, July 26th at Laulau West. You know, hole number 13, it's either a hole-in-one or a 6. Sorry guys. If you haven't registered yet, it's only $110 through July 11 plus $30 optional play. That's pretty good, huh? I may be retired, but you know, we're never too tired for golf. Oh, and thank you to all our sponsors. This year, we're supporting the Commonwealth Cancer Association. We appreciate you guys. So, don't miss the Hanmi tournament on July 26. Iwe, balesta later.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Marianas, welcome back. It is 8:41 in the morning here in not exactly sunny Saipan. It is actually kind of rainy and lousy outside. Normally, you look behind me, but this time of the day, it would be nice and bright and shiny and all that other stuff. Instead, the ocean meets the sky because it is raining. Hey, it could be worse. We could be in Seattle, and this could be like every day. Well, they got the Seahawks. So it could be worse if you're a 49ers fan and we were in Seattle. That's not where you want to be. It's 78 degrees outside right now. Humidity's at 93%, and it is a lousy rainy day outside. If you don't have an umbrella, get one. If you don't have a raincoat, grab a trash bag and run for cover. That's what you're going to get today. It's just that kind of day. We're looking at showers and possibly thunderstorms throughout the day. This is what you get. Some storms can produce real heavy rainfall. We're looking at a high maybe near 83. It's going to be windy coming out of the southwest around 32 miles per hour, but gusts can be as high as 46. So if you got stuff laying around, make sure you tie that stuff down. Bring it in. Have someone else do it. Just don't leave it around because it's going to move around out there. Chance of rain today, 90%. Well, look behind me. It is flowing. It's going to be like that tonight, too. You like rain? You like today? You're going to love tomorrow because tomorrow we're getting the same exact thing. Carbon copy. So, you could save some gas mileage. Just take your boat to work. Take a kayak down. Ride the rapids down from Esperdido. They got right across from the mayor's office in Esperdido by the dog control program. They got those really deep runoffs over there. I bet you could ride that all the way down to Chalampiao, and it would be pretty interesting for sure. Anyway, don't do that. Please don't do that. You're going to end up killing yourself. That's the first time you hit a driveway. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm kidding. Not that I think anyone's going to take these goofy ideas seriously. All right, well, that's about the heaviest stuff that we got today. But I would still love to have you guys call in and, our number. In fact, I've got the ringer off. Holy cow. If you guys were calling. I know I missed a call yesterday, too, because of the same thing. But our phone lines are open. The number is 789-2323. Area code 670-789-2323. You could talk about any of the stuff that we talked about today. Talk about anything you want, really. And you could talk about maybe, tell us a memory you have from our governor. And, I talked about a few of them yesterday, but I would love to hear you guys. Give us a memory that you have with Governor Palacios. What's one interaction you had? Let me see. I'll pull this up. Oh, man, I just got goosebumps thinking about it. It was from our parade. Oh, God, it was such a genuine... This is going to be one of the lasting memories I have of Governor Palacios. And I'm gonna pull it up on the YouTube feed because I think it's probably a cleaner one. Hold on. There we go. So for the last 3 years, I've had the pleasure, absolute pleasure, of doing the Liberation Day Parade. It was with Jojo Alapuzzo and the Island Image and Motion team, and side by side with LJ Castro. We got to do it 3 years in a row. And what a cool experience that is. Being some Holly dude from off island, but to be like, we ended up doing it a couple years ago. We said we're not getting paid anything, but we're gonna try it. We want to do this. We want to make this work because it's something that we want to bring. We want to bring this to our hometown. We want to do that broadcast, and then then we started really getting into it. And they're like, "Oh, well, you should do it on this one because you got more followers and all that stuff." I'm like, no. Like we want to make a go at this, so we did. And this year, it was a lot of fun. Okay, this is before we started. I'm looking at it now. I'm gonna fast forward to it just to get to that point. And it always starts in the same way, where there was the flyover. Let's see if this is when the VIPs were rolling up. No, this is before the VIPs rolled. But the way it is, all those guys rolling with the motorcycles and all that. Hold on, I'm looking at it. So it's got to be before then, is when these VIP guys get there. Hold on. I think that's Jeff Race. And I think... because the VIPs didn't get there after the motorcycles. They should have got there before. There's the police. Those are a bunch of military guys going out and shaking hands and stuff like that. Oh, that was pretty cool. That was the flyover, right? Oh, look at that shot, by the way. That was a great shot.
I did, actually. We recorded the movie.
Yes.
Way back when we had VCRs.
Well, we'll just keep looking at it here.
I definitely
Maybe
saw it
I
as
got the
VHS.
ordering down, but I thought by that
watched
time...
the Eagles and Chappie.
Oh, that is... Here it is.
The DPS color guard.
This is going to be one of my lasting memories of our governor.
In uniform, our boys in blue.
His arrival at the grandstand
Love,
with the first lady.
right, love.
And right after them.
Here we go. Here's our governor.
To Governor Arnold Palacios making
Now
his
watch
way to Parade
this.
Central.
This is just priceless.
Look at those plates. They actually just say governor.
The governor comes out.
In the words of Governor Palacios, this day is more than a remembrance of the past. It's a reaffirmation of who we are and what we
And
strive for.
you'll hear me say, look at this guy.
Perseverance, guided by purpose, restricted by diversity. And oh my gosh,
look at that guy.
Check that out. The most valuable selfie in the.
That's the best right there.
Oh my gosh, that is something.
Oh yes.
And he's trying to. Oh, he's even trying to get the detail in there. He already has the governor and first lady.
Who gets that?
Man.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, take a look at. That's probably gonna be the shot of the morning right now.
That is the shot of the morning. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And right after him, I believe, is. Oh, I think is it? Oh.
There we go.
That was pretty awesome. That was. That'll be one of my my favorite memories. I know it's the most recent, but like it was just perfect, right? You don't know how he's going to react. You don't know how the security's going to react. You've got the governor in his detail. The governor's pulling up. That was just. It was awesome. I mean, it happened exactly the way it should. Right? It was. What are your memories? What are some of your memories with Governor Palacios? Let us know. I would love to hear them. We'd love to, you could call us. Again, 789-2323. You could call us if WhatsApp is easier for you. You could do that too. Here, let's do this again. We're going to show this one more time because I love this.
Look at that. Look at those plates. They actually just say governor. That's a flex.
In the words of Governor Palacios, this day is more than a remembrance of the past. It's a reaffirmation of who we are and what we strive for.
Oh,
a
look at this
Commonwealth
guy.
grounded in perseverance, guided by purpose, and strengthened by diversity. And oh my gosh,
look at that guy.
Check
I love
that
it.
out. The most valuable selfie in the.
That's the best right
Oh
there.
my gosh, that is something.
Oh, yes.
And he's trying to. Oh, he's even trying to get the detail in there. He already has the governor and first lady.
Who gets that?
And
hey.
oh my gosh, take a look at. That's probably gonna be the shot of the morning right now.
That is the shot of the morning. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And right after him, I believe, is. Oh, I think is it? Oh. The
there we go.
judiciary's here.
No, that's one I'll love. I think the family loved that one too. In fact, we'll cut that up and we'll post that today. But that was great. Just loved that. Just loved it. It was like a perfect moment. You don't have security jumping out. What's going on? No. Just a perfect moment. Share with us, guys. Let us know. Let's hear it. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, we're still sad. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Johanna. It's so great. You know what? We wanted people to share their memories and or share their sentiments and all that stuff, and you did. Of course, we're going to show that. Thank you. Thanks for sending it to us. I really appreciate it. That was lovely. Your tribute to the late governor. That was really nice. So, good times, guys. Good times. Yeah, Jim, I'm telling you, you're right. He says that pretty perfectly sums up the easygoing man he was. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. He's easygoing, but he'll call you out on stuff. I don't think anybody who's worked with him, been in the room with him, you think everything's easy. And some people, I think, abuse how easy he was on things. And to the fact that they almost thought maybe he wouldn't care if you weren't getting your job done. Right? But those people found out quick. With the cabinet meetings, they had the meetings every other week and all that other stuff. Okay, so what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks? Tell me about it. You don't have the right answers, that's not going to be a good thing. But there's something about it when the governor is sitting at the table and he's all smiles and he's doing all that other stuff. And then, when he gets upset and you hear that, that pound on the table, you don't hear it all the time. He doesn't do it just 'cause. He does it for effect. When he's not happy, and he gives you every chance to do it right. And he was definitely an attentive driver of the Commonwealth. I definitely am going to miss that about him. I'll tell you what, we're going to have a great governor now, also in David Apatang. He's going to be a steady hand at the wheel for the NMI as well. And it must have been tough yesterday too, because you're happy for him, especially if you're his family member and all that stuff. You want to celebrate, the accomplishment, the achievement of becoming the governor. Again, the tragic circumstances of attaining that position take some of that shine off of it, and you got to see some smiles and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with the people who are smiling with the governor. The governor's hurt. He's sad that he lost his partner. You heard him talk about it yesterday. But you still got to be happy for his family and everything. And how do you do both? Like, you should be able to take a week off and just absorb this loss. And it's a big loss. Come to terms with it. Have some beverages with your loved ones and the people you work with every day. This is the kind of thing that'll bring you closer together with the people that you work with, even if you don't get along all the time. Sometimes you just need to hug that stuff out. Get past it together. Work through it. I guess that's the better way to put it. Not get past it, to work through it. It's not easy. I was sitting there talking with my friends last night, trying to come to terms with my thoughts about the whole thing and the way I feel about the whole thing. Not like he was my uncle or my dad or so why do I feel like as emotional about it? Or, why do I feel as sad about it? Because I got to work with him. I got to know him. I felt like a connection to our governor, just to him as just a good guy. You lose a friend. It's not like he's like, hey, Brad, what's going on? Let's go play some golf. It wasn't that kind of friendship thing. It wasn't. I wouldn't even pretend or say friendship, because that doesn't sound fair. We were friendly, for sure, but I don't assume or wouldn't put it out there like, oh yeah, we were boys. No, I mean, like, he's the governor, but we had a great relationship, and I'm gonna miss him, for sure, as will everybody who worked for him. That's it. But we got Governor Apateng coming in, and he cares about the Commonwealth. He's been a public servant for decades, and he's gonna steer the ship for us for the next year and a half. And what happens next? I don't know. We still got to get through with what we got today, right? We still have to figure out how we get through today. All the other stuff, where's everything else going to go? That's a good conversation. Maybe that's how we deal with it, by trying to process, what's happening. But at least we know that we got adults running the show who care about this place, and they care about doing things the right way. Would he run again? Our governor, by the way, it's hard to get past that. I want to see what happens, and then we heard about the other thing. There's no official confirmation. We know that BJ and Edmund are going to run. And then, we knew that Governor Palacios was going to run again. Was he going to run with Dave? I don't know. All of us, we live here, so we talked about it, do they get along? Do they not? Are they going to run together? Are they going to run separate? Would that further fracture that vote? And then, what's the other one? The other rumor about now Lieutenant Governor Mendiola running with former Governor Torres, and then that's a rumor. There's nothing confirmed. They didn't make an announcement or anything. And what else is going to happen? All that stuff is stuff that we'll think about and try to entertain all those things. But really, in the meantime, we still got to get through this one together as a team. As a one Marianas. That's good. Well, I thank folks who have reached out, who have sent us a lot of information. Oh my God, you're right. Going into your comments, guys, and I'll scroll back a little bit, sorry. Carmen says, the last proclamation I attended, this is a memory, the last proclamation I attended for the agricultural fair and the Lancheros, Governor Palacios shared stories as far back as their old days with farming, raising cattle, etc. He mentioned his parents more than once, and even spoke about the farm plot in Cagman several times, and he mentioned my oldest brother too, Isidro Cabrera. Yeah. And you're right. Jimbo said a rare display of raw emotion from Governor Appletang yesterday. Says a lot about their partnership and friendship. You know what? Yeah. Think about it. People talked about it was a conversation. Do they get along? Do they not get along? When did it start? And all that other stuff. But think about this. You can't just think about them as two politicians or two public servants. These are two guys in their 70s, almost 70, right, for the governor, who grew up here. They didn't just pop in one day. They grew up here. They know all the same people. They went to school together. They went off in different directions when they got a little bit older, got their education in different ways. And then they were lawmakers together. They had different roles together and different things. They grew up here knowing each other for they at least knew each other for 60 years. I don't know when when they first met each other, because 60 years ago, Saipan was a different place. But you figure they knew each other, or at least of each other, for 60 years. And they made a decision that they were gonna, when they got, imagine growing up and, as everything we're all going through as adults, because probably not a lot of kids watching our show, right? But all the decisions that you make as an adult, the way you go through things and how you choose friendships and jobs and how you naturally just kind of get drawn to people and all that other stuff. You appreciate folks, some things you like about them, some things you don't. But even people that you like or you don't like, maybe over the years you come to like them and you guys get closer and all that stuff. So all those decades put together, these guys decide, you know what, screw it. We want to make a difference. At that age, decided to run for governor and lieutenant governor. Right? That's a big deal. That relationship that they have, that appreciation that they have for each other as adults, as statesmen, and as members of our community, defenders of our Commonwealth, that's not a light thing to lose. There's not a lot of people like that out there. When you lose one of them, it affects you. And you could see that in Governor Appletang's face yesterday. Right? It's not a knock on Lieutenant Governor Mendiola at all. It's not a knock, what I'm about to say. But Lieutenant Governor is a young man compared to our governor. They have the potential to do some great stuff together. But imagine what it's going to be like working with someone who's, 25, 30 years younger, out of the blue, because of the circumstance. It's not impossible, right? And it's not hard. It's not impossible, and it's not something that he would be reluctant to do. But you're going from somebody who, at least you're in the same range. A lot of similar life experiences at the same ages and all that other stuff. So now, all right, I guess we're saddling up together, young man. You ready to go? Let's do this. I'm sure they're going to have some good conversations. I'll tell you, Governor Appletang's a damn good man. I'm really glad I got to meet him over the years too. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do in the next year and a half. And then who knows what he does if he decides to stick around and do more. But I know the people who work for him, they love him. They absolutely do. You know what? Henry Hofschneider, he was the senior policy advisor for mayor after mayor after mayor after mayor after mayor. And when he got to work with Mayor Appletang, he left to become one of Mayor Appletang's top advisors as lieutenant governor and now the governor. That tells you something. The staff that was with Mayor Appletang, they're his staff at the lieutenant governor's office, now at the governor's office. People who love him. I've had conversations with them over the years because when I was doing the parade stuff, when I was the parade chairman for a couple of years, I know, add that to my LinkedIn. But I got to really know the mayor's staff. They love him. They love working for him. You saw Representative Aquino was there yesterday. He was one of those guys working for him. and did a lot of work for him while he was running the museum. There's people who are going to love Governor Apateng, and he's going to do a great job. Let's go through. I just want to see a couple more that I missed. PK, great to see you, man. I don't know if you're back yet, but let me know when you are, please. He said, I want to give my love to Lady Wella and the family. My heart is with the family and everyone else in the Commonwealth. Yeah, man. That's wonderful. Thank you. Chris says, hey, we just got to stand behind Governor Apateng and help him through this tough time. One Marianas. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And you know, that's it. That's the only choice we got. Time doesn't stop. We got to keep moving. But, you know, that state funeral is going to be one heck of a thing to plan. And you know, everybody's going to be flying in for it. Everybody flies in for these things, right? The mayor of such and such, the president of such and such. Everybody is going to be here. Military folks, you know, I wonder if we end up getting, you know, how high a ranking position from DC will come out here. I'm sure we're going to have Angel Dempon will be out here. Will they keep going up? Will there be more of those folks that come out here? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a big deal for us here. And I hope that this outpouring of respect and love will help heal the family, bring them together as this happens. It was so wonderful, man. The inauguration, to see his family come in, to see Governor Apateng's family too come in, to appreciate, you know, them reaching the pinnacle of executive positions out here. It was really nice. I view it from a different lens now, as an adult, you know, thinking about like what that must be like for your children to see you in that spot. And I could see that through their eyes. I could see it through the eyes of a son looking like if I was looking at my dad taking that kind of position. Like it was a great thing. And hopefully all that love that they felt and joy that they felt then, it'll help them process that sadness. And when they see that kind of love and support that they're going to get from the international community, but more importantly, all the folks here back home. Yep. Connie says, Governor Apateng's a good man, and he's going to do a great job, but we, the people, need to help him. Absolutely right. Caleb said, life go on. That's right. Life does go on. Tobot, I love yours too. Got to make use of this rain and watch the Forerunner and let nature rinse it down. That's a great idea. I need to do that too. All right. Well, it's about that time, folks. What I'm going to do, I'll get you guys the latest update from AP Headline News. It is absolutely ready. And then we'll get ready for the rest of the day. It's going to be an all-day thing again, and then hopefully we'll be able to enjoy this weekend a little bit. Again, if you're the praying type, you know, pray for Governor Palacios and his family, and pray for Governor Apateng, and pray for Lieutenant Governor Mendiola, you know, and pray for Senate President Carl King Neighbors. You know, we need them right now. We need them all the time, right? But I mean, we need them now, and we need them to be strong through this stuff to allow us to kind of, you know, process this stuff too. And then they're going to get through it. And there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some adjustments and all that stuff. But they need to know we believe in them so that they can do their job the best they can. Not easy out here in the Marianas. So it's one thing that we got going for us. We all hang tight. We take care of each other. Anyway, now that I'm all mushy and stuff, I love you guys. And let's get you the news, and we'll call it a show. All right. Hey, if you guys, I know you're seeing the commercials for the golf tournament. The golf tournament is not tomorrow. It was tomorrow. Now it's been pushed to August 9th. We're going to refresh that commercial. So when we start running again next week and the week after, you guys know everything that's going down. So that hand-me tournament not happening. So that means you could still register. So that's good. and hopefully the weather will be better in a couple weeks. All right, guys. Here comes the latest from the Associated Press. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Try to stay dry. Good luck with that, though.
News. I'm Ben Thomas. The Justice Department's number 2 officials met with Ghislaine Maxwell, the imprisoned former girlfriend of financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Hi, Panjwani has a report.
The meeting between Maxwell and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is a part of the DOJ's effort to seem transparent. That's after the department got backlash from parts of President Donald Trump's base over an earlier refusal to release additional Epstein records. Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, David Oscar Marcus, after the meeting.
There were a lot of questions, and we went all day, and she answered every one of them. She never just said, I'm not going to answer, never declined. You know, this is the first time the government has asked questions, so we were thankful that the Deputy Attorney General came and asked for questions. The first time the government did it.
Maxwell was convicted of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Epstein died in 2019 in a New York jail while awaiting trial. I'm Haya Panjwani.
President Trump signed a bill with about $9 billion worth of budget rescissions. Lisa Dwyer has details.
The bulk of the cuts are for foreign assistance programs. About $1.1 billion was destined for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which provides funding to NPR and PBS. Most of that money is distributed to more than 1,500 local public radio and television stations around the country. Some Republicans were uncomfortable with the cuts, but supported them rather than cross Trump or his agenda. Democrats opposed the cuts but were powerless to stop them. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The U.S. has cut short Gaza's ceasefire talks. State Department spokesman Tommy Pigott reading a statement from presidential envoy Steve Witkoff.
Hamas does not appear to be coordinated or acting in good faith. We will now consider alternative options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza.
The State Department offered no details on those alternative options. This is AP News. Hulk Hogan's died at age 71.
Hogan was a fixture in professional wrestling and American pop culture. Real name Terry Bollea, the WWE Hall of Famer, encountered controversy outside the ring. In 2016, a Florida jury awarded Hogan $140 million in his sex tape lawsuit against Gawker Media.
I'm Terry Bollea, and nobody invades my privacy.
In 2008, Hogan's son Nick Bollea was sentenced to 8 months in prison after a car crash.
I don't want him treated more harshly because of who his dad is.
Hogan considered entering the political ring, briefly retiring to run for president in 2000.
My strategy is never to forget my roots.
On the big screen, Hogan took on roles like the tutu-wearing Mr. Nanny and fought Sylvester Stallone in Rocky III.
I took him and threw him out over the ropes into the crowd, and then the director stopped that and we brought the stunt guy in.
I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
More news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Half a day, guys. This is Boss Alvarez over at Joe 10 Motors. Hey, we've got some special for this year's Hand Me Charity Golf Classic on July 26. A glimpse into the future with that's right, a 2026 Kia Sportage as a hole-in-one prize on hole 13. Powerful, rugged, and refreshed with the latest tech and all-wheel drive. The Sportage is perfect for everyday cinema adventures. So get registered, practice that swing, and win.
That's right. Try your luck and register today at Lau Lau Golf and Resort for the 23rd annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament. With our popular Blackjack Double Peoria format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register by July 11th. Awards luncheon and our always awesome raffle after the game at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the Commonwealth Cancer Association. The Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament on July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Half a day, golfers! It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Lalove Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes with our popular Blackjack Double Peorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Lau and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.